It's Red Eye Radio. Gary McNamara and Eric Harley talk about everything from politics to social issues and news of the day. Whether you're up late or you're just starting your day, welcome to the show. From the Uniden America Studios, this is Red Eye Radio.
All across America. He is Eric Harley and I'm Gary McNamara. Good morning. Hey, the show needs fireworks. Let's have some fireworks here.
Okay.
All right.
All right. What do you
Let's
got?
have some fireworks here.
Sure.
Kash Patel.
All right.
Before the Senate yesterday, did you see how so many of the Democrats would monologue and then they'd say, "Okay, you can respond."
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the fireworks started.
Yeah.
This is Kash Patel and Adam Schiff.
No, I think the American people believe the truth, that I'm not in the weeds on the everyday movements of inmates. What I am doing is protecting this country, providing historic reform, and combating the weaponization of intelligence by the likes of you. And we have countlessly proven you to be a liar in Russiagate, in January 6th. You are the biggest fraud to ever sit in the United States Senate. You are a disgrace to this institution and an utter coward.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised that you continue to lie from your perch and put on a show so you can go raise money for your charade. You are a political buffoon at best.
Well, you can take an internet troll.
Take it to the bank that the FBI is protecting this country and the state and citizens of the California. We are bringing historic reform.
Point of order.
But all you care about is a child sex predator that was prosecuted by a prior administration, and the Obama Justice Department and the Biden Justice Department did squat. And what did President Trump do? Bring new charges courageously. And what have we done?
Chairman,
you said
take
I'm the
control
most
of this
transparent FBI director in history. 33,000 pages of information to you. I challenge you to say anything credibly to the truth.
Well, okay, now let's see if things got better with Cory Booker. Here we go.
Spartacus.
That rant of false information does not bring this country together. If you want to work on bringing this country, it's my time, not yours.
My God.
If you want to talk about
dividing this country,
it is my
I follow
time.
You on your social media posts that
It is
tear
my
this country
time
apart.
to address
There
your
should be a unifying-
falsehoods.
Oh,
You are an
you can
embarrassment
try all
to the
you
division
want
in this country.
to not
Senator,
take
it is
responsibility
my time.
for what
You
you
had
have
your
said.
time.
Sir, you're
Your
making
time
a
is
mockery of this
over.
committee. Sir, you don't.
All right, so let's go to how about Senator Hirono, and they're talking about here the women doing pull-ups.
Okay. All right.
In order to let's just play it.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
I don't feel. I'm sorry. I don't.
You're too
feel,
tired.
I don't feel like explaining it. All right. Okay. Here we go.
Move on to my. You know, you've been asked some questions about changes to your hiring standard, and including college degrees and possibly the age. But you know, one question I had is. That you are now requiring applicants to be able to do a certain kind of pull-ups, which a lot of women cannot because of physiological differences. Are you requiring these kinds of pull-ups?
We are requiring a physical program at BFTC at Quantico because FBI agents carrying guns in the field have to chase down bad guys and do really hard work. The physical fitness standards of those agents
So
are
are
being
you requiring
appropriately
these
assessed.
kinds of pull-ups?
We are requiring everybody to pass the 1811 standards at BFTC. If you want to chase down a bad guy
Excuse me,
and put
the
him in
reason I
handcuffs, you
asked-
better be able to do a pull-up.
The reason I ask is that there are concerns about whether or not being able to do these kinds of harsh pull-ups is really required of FBI agents.
Doing
Anyway,
one pull-up
Mr.
is not
Patel,
harsh,
I
and there are
am
always
greatly
medical
concerned.
exemptions to that.
Now, this is the headline I like.
All right.
Watch Senator Hirono admit men and women have
Yes.
physiological differences
That's exactly what I thought yesterday.
in
when I saw
complaint
it.
about FBI fitness test.
That's what I thought. I thought, oh, she's going to get called out.
Senator Hirono appeared to forget to pander to the cult of transgenderism on Tuesday when she admitted during the Senate Judiciary Committee hearing that men and women are, in fact, biologically different.
See, this is what happens, kids, when you mix and match your agendas. Doesn't always work out for you because you forget the other agenda you were just on a few minutes ago. Oops.
Now, this is from Breitbart, and this may be the best part of the article so far. You ready for this?
All right.
Hirono stated without qualification that men and women have physiological differences
Right.
when questioning FBI Director Kash Patel about the agency's fitness standards. The Democrats seem to complain that requiring female applicants to perform certain exercises is unfair, calling pull-ups harsh.
Yeah.
And then they go through exactly what we just played there. It was Hirono, who had previously worked to block Republicans from protecting women's sports from the incursion of biological males and tried to undermine President Trump's transgender troops ban, said the reason she asked the question is because there are concerns about whether or not being able to do these kinds of harsh pull-ups is really required of FBI agents. Doing one pull-up is not harsh, and there are always medical exemptions to that. I'm not kidding you. Female applicants must complete a minimum of one pull-up as part of the agency's physical fitness test per the FBI website. Male applicants must complete a minimum of 2 to 3 pull-ups.
Yeah.
That's a major question of concern, one pull-up?
Yeah. Yeah.
2 or 3 for men? Is there a bar in here? I want to see how many pull-ups I can do.
Yeah. I don't know. Haven't done a pull-up in a minute. Been a minute.
But think about it. Harsh pull-ups. One pull-up. One.
Yeah.
My God, they're just delusional.
Well, and again, she forgets her agendas and points out there are differences between men and women. Oh, you can't say that.
Yeah, I didn't see anyone else back her up on that one. Did you?
No.
I was looking yesterday after I saw that. I went, I wonder if anybody else is backing her
Well,
up.
it's like they're going down the list, right? They'll each one of them. All right, I'm going to take this. Hirono, what are you going to do? Pull-ups.
Well, she was going through her binder. She didn't know what question to ask next.
Yeah.
You could see her. She's going through. I have another question. She didn't know what the question was going to be.
Right.
And so it was like, all right, I guess I got to go for the pull-up thing.
Right. Because it's wrong.
Are you sure that FBI agents are going to be involved in any type of physical activity at all out there in the field to require one pull-up?
Yeah, just one. We don't want them physically fit.
Oh, my God. Just hilarious. And remember, she is the one, she has pushed to have men compete against women in sports. Yet, she is absolutely furious of the harsh treatment that women, if they wish to become FBI agents, must do one pull-up.
Yeah, an entire pull-up.
Now, the men have to do 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Now, why her complaint should have been men and women should do just one each because they're both the same.
Right.
Oh, God.
And she couldn't do that.
No. So that's what came out of Kash Patel's testimony before Congress.
I love it when he's handing it to Adam Schiff. Just nonstop. Boom, 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 boom. Throwing down the truth. And Cory Booker, too. Cory Booker is so weak.
I know.
I mean, you talk about a meme mentality. Cory Booker has it. That's it. You know, going back to the whole I am Spartacus thing, and then what was it, 25 hours on the floor?
Oh, yeah, remember that one?
Nobody cares. This
that
fake
didn't,
anger.
That didn't last long, did it?
No.
Remember how great? Then it was like, remember the media? This is going to be remembered. One of the greatest speeches. 2 days later. Huh? What are you talking about?
Yeah, what?
Huh? What? Yeah.
Cory who? Yeah. Nobody cares.
So not much really came out except the calls for him, and I think I agree with John Kennedy. The calls, the immediacy, even from Republicans, even MAGA people don't like him for some reason.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, I don't know. This case is too new, and what happened in this case, I can't say it was an utter failure by the FBI under his leadership. Can you?
There were too many questions unanswered in that first 36 hours to 48 hours. But I can't tell you why they went unanswered.
Right.
I was looking for more effective communication from the beginning. But I can't tell you why that didn't happen.
Right.
I want to hold off on my assessment because I'd like to know what, if you see the investigation, all right, how did it play out? What was it, local and state doing most of that? And by the way, that wouldn't be a bad thing. That's okay with me. If the FBI is overseeing it, and they're cooperating with the FBI and the FBI is cooperating with them, and that's how it came to be. I have a lot of questions. I just don't know how much falls on the FBI or Kash Patel directly.
Or whether that in itself is enough to remove the FBI director.
Right. Yeah.
And as someone asked me, said, what do you think? I said, not enough information yet. And I said, but better than Comey, better than Wray.
Oh, definitely an improvement from the last administration and previous administrations.
Oh, I did see too, yeah. And he has done a better job than the Attorney General in the last 36 hours with her comments on free speech that got her blasted.
Yeah, we got a lot of questions.
But as somebody pointed out, she made pretty major mistakes there, but not Matt Gaetz.
No,
Matt Gaetz could be
that. Yeah. I think. Look, I think you're going to have some concerns. I think, especially with things happening so fast. I mean, with Charlie Kirk, it was not. This wasn't like an agenda item. Other things are agenda items when it comes to the AG or the FBI director or anybody that's on the staff or in the administration. So you kind of have to look at it and say, okay, how many are agenda items where they've got to go through and then they've got on their agenda, they want to accomplish this. Well, then the assassination of Charlie Kirk happens. But I think it's a worthy question. Is the FBI right now in good shape and prepared for such a moment? And, again, we're only going to know that with time. We're only going to know when we look back on this investigation. The more we learn about the investigation, we'll find out how good of a job FBI leadership did. So, we'll see. I think there are concerns. There should always be questions. And if there's something that doesn't make sense, or if we simply have a question, it shouldn't go unheard.
No, everything should be transparent. I mean, I'm pleased, and we'll have some of the information that's come out. The evidence that's come out is pretty damning.
Yeah.
When it comes to an investigative standpoint, it seems like there was plenty of evidence in plain sight, and enough emails and things like that, which is normal investigative procedures in any type of murder.
Yeah.
So, but that's when somebody asked me today. I said, it's not long enough, and I don't have enough information.
Right.
But you always have those people screaming out there, get rid of him, and it's like, well, I don't know yet. I don't see that as of yet. But for Bondi, she just, the imagery stuff is just horrible. First the Epstein files, waving the binders, and then her complete cluelessness on the law and the First Amendment.
Yeah.
Not knowing what the law is in two separate things of the First Amendment.
Right.
Then not understanding that she was saying these things because of Charlie Kirk and the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and not understanding he, wouldn't agree with you on it.
Right.
Just devastating. She got pounded.
Yeah.
She just got absolutely eviscerated for that.
Yep.
866-90 Red Eye.
This morning's USDA Farm Report is brought to you by House Products. Tested, trusted, guaranteed since 1920.
We are still seeing some pretty significant late season warmth across roughly the southeastern half of the Great Plains, extending well into the Midwest and the Mid-South.
Expected to continue through this week, although USDA meteorologist Brad Rippey points out
You will see a continuing eastward shift and eventually a southward shift of that late season warmth.
by Friday, 90-plus degree high temperatures will be confined from the Ohio Valley southward to the Gulf Coast.
One good thing about the warm weather this time of year, it really does help to push crops toward maturity and into maturity. So certainly nothing to complain about from that standpoint in terms of getting some of the corn and soybeans in the Midwest a little closer to maturity as we move deeper into September. That's, of course, also true in the South as we continue to see cotton and peanuts and other summer crops maturing and being harvested.
I'm Rod Bain reporting for the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C.
This report brought to you by Cenex Fuels and Lubes.
Lines open for your calls. 866-90 Red Eye on Red Eye Radio.
We are Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Coming up following the bottom of the hour, we'll get to some of the just most bizarre audio cuts. I haven't seen Montel Williams in years.
Yeah.
Seriously, I haven't. All of a sudden, he comes out with. Did he go to the University of just bizarro logic or what?
I don't know. There was something a couple of years ago that he said, and it was like, well, anybody wondering whether he was a conservative or a liberal, that's out the window now. I forget what it was, but after the exchange yesterday, just weird. And he wasn't the only liberal in the media to do that. The ABC reporter, and we'll get into it after the bottom of the hour, but it's this weird, bizarre effort to build sympathy and empathy for the alleged killer here, for the assassin. Just weird.
listening to Red Eye Radio from the Uniden America Studios.
We're Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Welcome and good morning. All right, audio cuts that will drive you nuts. All right, and they're all these that we have here are all Scott Jennings, because this is really where you see the debate going on. Not many other places really have the debate going on about where the mainstream media stands, versus sanity. But here we go. Montel Williams and Abby Phillips, and then Scott Jennings. Here we go.
But here, I think he also, I don't believe he was motivated politically. I think this was motivated emotionally. I think this was a emotionally stunted person who literally, when I say it this way, just hear me, tried to defend his significant other, not trying to defend some ideology.
But although I do think there's clearly an ideological difference. That's why I played about what they said about the family. I mean, the ideological difference that he was reacting to wasn't just Charlie Kirk. It was also maybe his dad. I mean, his father was, according to him, MAGA. So that conflict was there, clearly.
But this is a young man who's dating a person in transition. And I'm a conservative father, and I could hear.
All right, let's hear when Scott has enough of it. Here we go.
Yeah.
Right.
Talking about a love-torn child, a kid. This is probably his first real relationship, and somebody was disparaging the person that he loved. He sat on that building for 30 minutes before he took the shot. Why did he wait until the first word trans came up? Then he took the shot.
You think he heard it? He could hear it?
I think he could hear it. I think he also, I don't believe he was motivated politically. I think this was motivated emotionally.
Guys, the evidence here is overwhelming. He said, Charlie Kirk, I can't stand this hate anymore. I'm going to take him out. The testimony from him and the statements of his family, he had become more left-wing. He etched the statements that are made by the left about Republicans and conservatives and Charlie Kirk fascists on the bullet casings.
He made a joke about it in his last text.
Well, it doesn't sound like a joke to me because someone's dead and about to be buried.
Well,
so it doesn't sound like a joke to me. So I'm just telling you, there was an effort all weekend long on the left to try to make this guy sound like he was a conservative. That failed. That was passed around all over the weekend. That has now failed. The evidence has now come out. He was motivated by hate. He was motivated by left-wing radicalism. He got mixed up with some trans ideology in his life. We'll learn more about that, I'm sure, when more evidence and testimony comes out. We are looking around the edges of this for something other than what's staring us in the face. Left-wing radicalism got this kid. He went up to a roof, and he murdered our friend.
And that's true.
Yep.
Montel Williams, what an idiot. Yeah. Seriously, what an And you should see the look on his face. If you could see the video to everybody out there. You saw the video. He's like, where are you coming from here? It's like, well, he waited 30 minutes, then he heard No, this is premeditated. He planned on doing it before.
Yeah.
Montel Williams is like ignoring all the evidence and going, here's what I think has happened based on complete and total ignorance of any facts that we have here at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just like, and then this part here. Here we go. All right.
You have to kind of, but the internet is not real.
Can I ask, though, everybody here acknowledges that there have been thousands upon thousands of people, ordinary people, who have taken to social media to celebrate this, yes or no?
I don't know about that. I don't know.
I have high school friends who are.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Yeah,
they get into the thing of we don't know that's going on.
What?
It's the only defense is to continue the delusion that we have seen from the left over the last decade. The complete and total delusion, basing everything on lies. The evidence is staring you in the face, and you try to go somewhere else with it. It's the same thing. They're not changing at all.
Yeah,
there is no change.
By the way, on X, I reposted that video exchange between from CNN, from Scott Jennings' account on X, so that you can see the look on Montel Williams' face.
Okay, yeah,
because it's important to look at it, and you see the arrogance and cluelessness. And don't call yourself a conservative.
No, I think he was trying to say. I think he was trying to say the conservative dad.
Okay.
As a conservative dad, the father.
Because at one point he claimed, or others claimed, he was a conservative. Montel Williams.
No,
he is not, and likely never has been.
No, I don't. I never saw him as a.
He is devoid of critical thinking altogether.
Yeah. But I think you called it perfect when you said, was it ignorant arrogance?
Yeah.
Or arrogance and being ignorant, whatever. But I mean, that's what you get. There was like, what are you talking about? I'm making my hypothesis based on none of the facts that we know so far, just what I feel, I hope, because love was involved.
Well, no, it's
what
as
an
if
idiot.
Montel felt like he was on his own talk show again. And then shocked when Scott Jennings just tore it all down.
But he was trying to make the case. I saw him trying to make the case for manslaughter.
Mm-hmm.
When he said he was on the roof for 30 minutes, and he didn't take the shot till he said trans, as if he was undecided as to whether he was going to do it, and that just set him off.
Yeah, well, we know better now.
Yeah. Well, they knew better at that point when he said that.
Mm-hmm.
Prosecutors released text messages in the court filing on Tuesday, shortly after his arraignment on charges of Robinson's expected arraignment on charges of aggravated murder and weapon and obstruction offenses. If Robinson is convicted on the aggravated murder charge, prosecutors intend to seek the death penalty. And by the way, this evidence that they have, if it's all accepted and it goes in, and I always say if because the reality hasn't happened yet in court, but if it does, I don't see how they don't give him the death penalty in Utah.
Yeah.
Because you can't, well, I'll just go through it, the evidence that we have here. You had in the messages, let me see, during the press conference announcing the charges, Utah County District Attorney Jeffrey Gray read off a series of text messages that Robinson sent his transgender romantic partner immediately after the shooting. In the messages, he told his partner, who the New York Post identified as Lance Twiggs, to read a note he had left under his keyboard in which he admitted to the assassination, which was before, so because he left it there. So it means it was premeditated.
Mm-hmm.
I have the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it, the note read. Robinson explained to Twiggs that he felt compelled to kill Kirk to stop the conservative activists from spreading hate. I've had enough of his hate. Some hate cannot be negotiated out, Robinson wrote. Robinson also further confessed when pressed by Twiggs. Twiggs asked, "You weren't the one who did it, right?" And Robinson said, "I am. I'm sorry." Gray went on to explain that Robinson's family members reported that he had grown more political since entering into the relationship with Twiggs. Robinson's mom told law enforcement that he had become more political and started to lean more left. Robinson's political shift in his romantic relationship resulted in several discussions with family members, but especially between Robinson and his father, who have very different political views, according to the court documents. Since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA, Robinson said in one text message to his roommate. In a text message to Twiggs, Robinson revealed he had been planning the shooting for for a bit over a week. Remember how I was engraving bullets? He messaged. The blanking messages are mostly a big meme. If I see them on Fox News, I might have a stroke. That's premeditation. That's evidence of, I mean, you're laying it out.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, you're going to bring forth more witnesses. You're going to probably bring forth the roommate to testify. But
yeah, when you talk about a death penalty trial, that it's likely going to go. I mean, there's a lot that they put out there because you're really working hard, but the evidence against him already, my gosh, at his own hand, the stuff he wrote.
Yeah, he's he's his worst witness.
Yes. Yep. I mean, at this point, because he's not cooperating, well, he cooperated before the event by leaving a trail behind. And they have it. And the roommate is cooperating, clearly. The question would be, because there was more yesterday on how many people knew.
Yeah.
And
all that evidence, evidence is still to come forward.
They believe roughly 20 people.
On the Discord? Yeah.
Right, on Discord that would have been aware of it. And the question would be, would there be any other people? All of that, is going to be in play here for the prosecution to put together as a case. But it's again, when we look at not only Montel Williams, but the ABC reporter who tried to make it a cozy little relationship between the suspect and his roommate. I that's part of the agenda, because you've got to be pro-trans before you're anti-murder.
We've got that video here, or that audio here.
All right.
Here we go, from the ABC reporter.
Okay.
We have seen an alleged murder with such specific text messages about the alleged murder weapon, where it was hidden, how it was placed, what was on it, but also it was very touching in a way that I think many of us didn't expect. A very intimate portrait into this relationship between the suspect's roommate and the suspect himself.
Do I have to go any further on that?
No.
That narrative came out. I wonder if Montel Williams, I don't know which came first, that or Montel.
Right.
But it seems like the talking points were out there.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this relationship here and the loving relationship and how Charlie Kirk destroyed that relationship.
Right.
I mean, that's what they're trying to put out there.
Well, look, a significant portion of their side believes that the shooter is a hero, just like with Luigi Mangione.
Yeah, those idiots out there yesterday. We played some audio earlier.
And so it's no surprise that they would go, well, you just have to look at this relationship between the two, the shooter and the roommate. A loving relationship. They did it out of a place of love. They're going to go there next.
Yeah. Is murder justified when the victim destroys love?
I'll wait for it. The big, 1 hour special. Have you ever loved enough to kill for someone? I mean,
I believe that's already on TV.
Probably. Yeah, probably. I think they made a series of that.
Yeah, they have there's a
Yeah.
series like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the route they'll take. Try and make this about a love story and not a political assassination. The left can't have this as a political assassination. They can't have that. They can't let that stand. It needs to be driven out of something else.
Well, he's his own worst witness in that.
Of course. He wrote it. Yeah. It's clear. We all know.
I'm guessing Montel Williams is not going to be called as a witness.
I wouldn't.
Or that ABC reporter. Jeez.
Yeah.
866-90 Red Eye.
Get in touch with Red Eye Radio, toll free at 866-90 Red Eye.
We are Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. The only mistake that I think Scott Jennings made is he should have said, forgive us because this has only been a week and he's been a friend. He didn't need to apologize for a damn thing. You're justifying murder.
Right.
Talking about Montel Williams.
Right.
You're justifying a political assassination by trying to wrap it up in your delusion that we should have sympathy because this was a first love. Don't sit there and say, how long is this going to go on when you're attempting to rationalize a political assassination?
I firmly believe Montel Williams is stuck back in the late 80s, early 90s daytime talk television. This is a love story. You're on the wrong channel altogether. You don't get it.
I was telling you, imagine making the same thing about the shooting of Steve Scalise when that happened at the congressional baseball game. Well, the shooter was just upset because the Republicans, who are authoritarians, are trying to take over the America's pastime of baseball. This is about the purity of baseball, and the Republicans aren't pure in their politics. They're against women's rights, they're against minority rights, and here they are trying to destroy and take over baseball.
Well, back then they may have, if they had the mentality of today. Think about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.